So guys, welcome back to Newswave. I hope you had a good day yesterday. Specifically, I guess if you were in the US, you of course had Memorial Day and you got the day off to barbecue and hang out with family, and then of course support and remember our troops. Other than that, guys, there was some stuff that happened, but because it was a holiday here in the US, it was a little bit of a slower news week. But you know what? There's still some cool stuff to talk about, so let's get started. First, I do want to say a shout out to the guys on Twitter who are voting for the thumbnail. Here are the results here. That's what caused the thumbnail that you saw when you clicked on the video. If you guys do want to vote in these polls, which I hold every night while I'm working on Newswave, you guys vote in real time, and then I work on the thumbnail after the results are in. Head on over to Twitter, follow us at SpawnWave Media, and you'll see all kinds of stuff that I post up there too, just my random thoughts while things are going on in the gaming industry. And what was probably the biggest news of the day that kind of came out online randomly, actually, it was during a live stream, and we got word that apparently Square Enix has now changed the development team that is developing Final Fantasy VII Remake that everyone's so much looking forward to right now and just want to get their hands on it, want to get it out the door and to us, because we desperately want to play at least the first episode. I mean, how much longer is it going to be till we get to the final episode? Who knows? But they have made a big change up here. Instead of going with the original idea with a development team that is best known for things like .hack, Gemitsu has reported now that they are going in-house. They have now pulled that game back in, and they're going to keep things much more streamlined that way, according to them, because then they don't have to do external communication to another company, to see how things are going. The original third-party company that was working on this, external to them, it wasn't in-house at all from what they're saying. They did some work in-house, but a lot of it was kind of, I guess, pushed off to an outside source. That they, of course, were CyberConnect too, and we talked about them on Spawncast because it was brought up as a company that had worked on games like .hack. And of course, that gets people very excited to hear that, but I guess either Square was not happy with what was going on or how long it was taking, or maybe they were hearing some flack from us fans because we want to know something, we want to see something about this game, right? Or investors who maybe keep rolling their eyes or raising their eyebrows when they hear about Kingdom Hearts 3 and this Final Fantasy VII Remake that seem to kind of be lumped together as games that will eventually be out. And this was weird because it came out during the Final Fantasy Mobius game, which is, it was a live stream talking about the game and where that game was going, and then somehow developers who were basically talking about this started saying, oh yeah, and now we have taken control of Final Fantasy VII Remake, we've taken it away from CyberConnect 2, just due to issues with time and the unhappiness with the quality from what they're saying. So according to them, they want to control quality and keep a schedule as stable as possible, because I guess it can be kind of hard with things like miscommunication. You make a mistake, maybe instead of a day or two, it takes a full week because communication has to go back and forth between different schedules of companies. Maybe you're in different times. It's hard to say. It really is. But in this case, they're pulling it in. They're giving it to the developer and director in this case who's done Final Fantasy Mobius. And really at this point, all I can say is, well, at least that game's out. And with some additional information coming out, this is way of GameSpot, they have said that the main programmer for Final Fantasy XIII Lightning Returns, the main program from there, Hyoki Hamaguchi, is now also working on this game, so he is now, I guess, the lead programmer for this game now too, and it sounds like Square is just not happy with how this game has been kind of evolving and developing, because I have a feeling when they first announced it, they were thinking this was going to get done faster than it has, because they know there is a ton of money, and if you remember, the first slide did say, play it first on PlayStation, basically saying, well, this is a timed exclusive, and if we can't get it out till like the last year of the PS4, where is it going to go after that? Is it going to go to the, at that point, legacy Xbox One, or even the Scorpio, or even the legacy Switch? Because who knows, by the time this game comes out, we might be talking about the next Switch, then we'll definitely be talking about the next Xbox, and the next PS4 or PS5 will be on the horizon too. I don't know, this whole development seems like more of a mess than it should be. I just cannot believe that it's this hard to put a game like this together. It's only one-upped by the mess that has been Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. And you think something that would make this much money would get done faster and really just with more efficiency overall, but since we don't really know what happens behind closed doors, we can only speculate and assume that they're just super disorganized. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I guess we'll see, and we'll keep an eye on this situation, because it's almost like the development will be more interesting than the game itself when it comes out, because there's been so much drama and just random stuff happening behind the scenes for what is a massive multi-million-dollar company. Next bit of news is kind of cool. So we've talked about the Vita heavily and how Sony's biggest mistake with that system were the memory cards, right? They were so expensive, they were proprietary, so Sony controlled the entire market on that. Couldn't use SD cards. The 3DS, the 3DS XL could, and that was probably a big swaying factor on top of games that really pushed people in that direction. Well, looks like fans have had enough, and they are now taking to Indiegogo to fix this issue. So how do we fix this problem exactly? It doesn't have an SD card slot at all, right? Well, it kind of does, actually, and this is really interesting. So in the original Vita, we had the OLED display, and then remember we had the 3G connection that they eventually took out of the Vita down the road. Well, if you have one of those, there is a chance that you can buy a conversion board that will let you put a micro SD card in that SIM card slot. Now, this is a very small project happening right now on Indiegogo, but it has been funded at this point, so it should get done. I mean, there shouldn't be any issues here. Now, I always do say be cautious of Indiegogos or Kickstarters because it's just regular people doing this. It's not like a company, but it does look like these are at least fans who are trying to make this happen. Of course, think about the possibilities where you can buy a 256 gig micro SD card for much cheaper than you would for even like the biggest Vita card. So this could be good for a lot of people, and it does technically count as you'll get 2 memory card slots out of it because you can still use the proprietary ones and this one kind of in tandem. Now, they did say you need to have, obviously, the original OLED one that has that SIM card slot, and it also has to be soft modded. And this could be an issue for some people because a lot of people still go online with their Vita still. Now, who knows how long Sony will actually back the Vita. I mean, there could be a point where they just cut it off completely. Who knows? Or really even just stop doing updates that don't even make it worth going online anymore. And then at that point, you might as well soft mod it, get this SD card reader, and you at least have much more space. And guys, real quick, we've talked about NBA Playgrounds a good bit here because, you know, it's a fun game. I like NBA Jam, but there are some definite features that have been missing and broken promises in that game with the online play. Because remember, they said, oh, a few days after it releases, you'll have online play on the Switch. And there has been none that we have seen so far. And this has definitely sent people kind of into like a panic or a rage because they are not happy that there's no online play for this $20 game that they have now purchased with that promise to them. Now, developers are trying to make good here, and they are saying that there is a big announcement this Thursday, so 2 days from now, where they will make this right for Switch owners as well as give you the online play. Now, I was trying to figure out what they would be doing, and then it kind of came to me, what if they did president mode like they had in the original NBA Jams, where you could do things like play as Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton or anyone really, any of the different presidents they can pull from and add them as customizable characters, or maybe they can do mascot mode. There was some really fun stuff they did back in the day, although they do say whatever their announcement is big enough to at least appease Switch owners who feel like they've been wronged with this botched launch with online play. Either way, guys, you will hear about what this is on Friday because I'll keep an eye on this and just follow up with you guys then. And guys, it looks like the PS3 has finally been discontinued in Japan. This was reported on Gematsu, and it was pointing at the Japanese website for Sony, and they do remark that yes, this marks the end, guys. They will no longer be producing or any kind of shipments or anything going out to Japan for the PS3, and it had a great lifespan. I think a lot of us who had a PS3 or really bought one maybe a year or two after it came out, because it was like $600 then, had some fond memories. There were some great games that went to it. It still played PS1 games, even if you had the later model. There's a lot of stuff I'll never forget on the PS3. I love Metal Gear Solid 4. That was such an awesome experience for me, and I'm sure several others. Games like Infamous and stuff will also live on, and it's just an awesome system overall. But we have to move on with technology and the times, and in this case, they're moving on to the PS4 with completely at this point, no more production on the PS3. So there you go, guys. The PS3 is officially done. Next up is Shenmue 3, and unfortunately, if you're looking forward to seeing Shenmue 3 at E3, you may be disappointed because, as confirmed by EastNet, looks like it will not make an appearance there at all. And this was posted directly on their monthly report. They went ahead and posted, while our schedule is yet to be finalized, we will be devoting June to game development, and as a result, will unfortunately not be participating in any game shows. On the other hand, we look forward to bringing you our monthly updates and hope you do too. Now, despite the disappointing news, they did kind of, I guess, soften the blow by showing off a new character to fans in a Kickstarter video. And, you know, the thing about Shenmue 3 is they're at least updating the fan base monthly at this point. I mean, they're sending out monthly newsletters, which to me is fine. Really, if it's not ready, you don't have nothing for E3, but you're at least updating your fans. I'm okay with that, because all they want to see is it come out, and you're still sending them things that would probably just be at E3 anyway. A new character reveal probably would be at E3, maybe some gameplay footage, that would probably just be at E3. So really, you're just giving them E3 kind of at home every month when you send these out. Would I like to see it there? Sure, I would, because I think it could use the attention. Shenmue 3 is an interesting game that I would like to see do well, mostly because I like the first Shenmue. The one on the original Xbox wasn't bad. I just want to see this one do well. But it's not going to be there, guys, sadly, and we'll just have to look forward to other games getting announced there. And our last bit of news today, guys, is a little interesting. It's a little worrying. I don't want to say it's like crazy or anything over the top, because we shouldn't jump to conclusions over this stuff until we actually see it in motion. It looks like originally we were promised FIFA 18 on the Switch, but now they're showing up to EA Play 2017 with a different title from the Switch game that kind of differentiates it from the others. And of course, EA Play 2017 is during E3. They're going to show what they say is FIFA 18. Makes sense. Sounds good. But for some reason, on the other side, they say something for the Switch, which is called EA Sports FIFA on the Nintendo Switch. Why wouldn't you just say FIFA 18? Is a little concerning. There's a chance that this might just be something that's built from the ground up for the Switch in particular. Maybe it's not the same game as FIFA 18. Maybe it's a marketing error, although that would be weird to post that up now when you could just lump it in with FIFA 18 and slap a sticker on it for the Switch. Seems like more work to write out an entire sentence that would take up part of your keynote. I'm not really sure what this is exactly. What's even weirder is Peter Moore has gone on record saying it will be FIFA 18, and to his words, it will obviously be later this year when FIFA 18 comes out, because it is FIFA 18. So this almost seems contradictory to what he has said, unless there is some feature, something in the title they don't want to reveal. I don't know. EA Sports FIFA on the Nintendo Switch? Just call it FIFA 18. I don't know, there has been obviously some history here where they do things like all-play adaptations, where they have like cartoony characters and they make it really easy for people to play, and it's nothing like their other counterparts, the other FIFA counterparts. So I hope it's just FIFA 18, and I hope that they have just had this placeholder already ready and they just said, hey, put it out there, it's fine, we'll show them anyway at the show. We'll see, guys, in the next 2 weeks when we actually get to EA Play 2017 and E3. But man, I am really hoping it's not something like just half done by EA. I hope they're actually trying to put a game on the Switch and they don't put some, just cut down port over there and then, oh, it didn't do well because, oh, it's the Switch. At least put a game on there and try, right? So hopefully if they show up, hey, FIFA 15 across the board, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, PC, we're good to go. That's it for Newswave today, guys. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at SpawnWaveMedia, like I said, so you can vote on all the thumbnail stuff, or just follow my random thoughts throughout the day on the gaming and technology world. Let me know think about any of the stuff we talked about today, whether it is the Final Fantasy development change. Maybe you are getting very concerned that now Final Fantasy VII Remake is in the hands for the team, or at least the director who worked on the mobile game. Maybe you don't like that. Maybe you didn't like Lightning Returns and you're kind of worried that the lead programmer there is now working with Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's a mess. Let me know what you think about Shenmue 3. Are you kind of sad that it's not going to be at E3? And definitely let me know about, this FIFA situation where they're not calling it FIFA 18 for some reason. They're calling it EA's FIFA on the Nintendo Switch. Very weird. That's it for now, guys. I will see you next time.